Won't be that long with the way that Filippo Ganna is riding before he will fly through that second intermediate check. He is catching Ryder almost minute by minute. Obviously it's not that quick because they started a minute in front of him each person. And we have the usual thing today, incidentally, that when we get down to the top riders on the general classification, rather than the 1 minute time gaps that we normally see, they will be 3 minutes between consecutive riders. That starts with Davide Piganzoli at 2 minutes to 4 local time, 2 minutes to 3 here in the UK. Chavez, Pozzovivo, Baudin, Stora, Hirt, Arensman, Rubio, Zanna, Fortunato, Bardet, Tiberi, O'Connor, Thomas, Martinez and Pogacar will be your last 16 riders down this start wrap. Incidentally, the average speed for Filippo Ganna at that first check with 9 minutes and 39 seconds, 48.497 kilometers per hour. And that is the hardest section of the course in terms of both the wind into their faces, but also the altitude gain as well. Not bad, is it, to average over 30 miles per hour?
It's pretty wild when you see what the course is in those first few kilometres. And one of the first moments I had a look at the screen and saw Filippo Ganna, he was in a very, very light gear going up what was obviously quite a steep hill, judging by his speed on the road. But look at that.
Wow. Well, if the first intermediate time check he didn't have quite as much time as myself and Sean Kelly thought he might have over the rest, he certainly has at the second one. Almost a minute clear of his teammates Tobias Foss. I mean, that really is head and shoulders above everybody there.
And waist and knees and ankles. He's just obliterated the times at second check. And I think that's the thing about that first check coming after only 7.8 Ks of racing. I think there'll be a lot of guys, even specialists, that they get going in the first part and it's all going fairly to plan for that first part. You only really know after sort of 15K of racing how you're actually going, if you can sort of sustain that power you set out, because you set out on a schedule. Probably 8 to 10 Ks about what you'd hold even if you're not having a good day, and then you sort of blow up and fade. And well, a guy like Gunner is most obviously on schedule and maybe going over and above what the schedule was. He's flying.
No wonder Os is loving following him. I mean, he's just at one with his machine there, isn't he, Gunner? You're watching poetry in motion, I think it's fair to say. Filippo Ganna is a huge guy, but he just looks so slick when he is riding his Pinarello time trial bike. He has reconned this course, I'd imagine, a couple of times on the run into this race, and indeed this morning, just to make sure he knows all the twists and turns. And Adam, he'll have that in his ear as well, you'd imagine. The sports directors and his team car behind, giving him detailed rally-style instructions as to what he needs to do in each corner, how tight it is, etc.
Yeah, I think from what I know, they say you can stay on the tri-bars, come off the tri-bars. So for a lot of the corners that you see him on tri-bars, he'll know that's the aero bars at the front. He'll know to stay on them. He know that he can carry the speed through the corner, he can press on through certain points. All the information's there, you know. He'll have the guidance to keep the head down on those long straight bits when he can, to get even more aerodynamic. So yeah, the information's all there, but it's the recon more than anything, you know. I think if you know the course, you look for those points where you have a guidance for yourself on the course, where you know it's going to hurt this part, you know it's going to hurt that part. And for the team, I'm pretty sure that Ineos Grenadiers give a rough graph or information between kilometre 6 and 12, push this amount of watts, between 12 and this, push that amount of watts. And the car will be relaying that information to him as well when he gets to those points.
It's probably not far off the rally calls.
Yeah.
Fourth gear,
brake.
Fourth gear, long right, 120.
Yeah.
Of course, the corners will feel tighter when you're going at the speed that Filippo Ganna's going today.
Yeah, well, you
it
can see
catch
the
you
lead
out, can't it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that today they went much more. Sometimes you have riders that go behind a team car at points just to get them up to the speed, but without putting out the power that you will do on the time trial itself, just to give you an idea of how you can tackle these corners. And Mikel Biel, well, he's second best through that time check, so he's actually doing a pretty good ride, or a very good ride. second best, but 55 seconds behind a certain Italian champion.
Yeah, well, I just noticed the difference between Michael Bjerg through that particular roundabout, comparing him to when we saw Filippo Ganna go through there. Also, Milesi a little bit earlier. They seem to hit it with a lot more intent and confidence, and really that very quick shift of weight to the other side, pedal down on the right-hand side to get into the actual crux of the roundabout itself, and Bjerg looking a lot more tentative and just edging off it.
Yeah, it's very different as well, cornering on a time trial bike. A lot of the bikes with where the brakes are, they are so low down as well, so it's not at all your sort of natural position. So for Ganna to corner how he does, yeah, he's just a beast. But Foss, not a bad ride.
No, he went through the first intermediate 1 second behind the man who was leading at that point. Through the second check fastest before his teammate Filippo Ganna blitzed through there a minute quicker, or 59 seconds to be precise. But Foss is going to be close to setting the new best time at the finish. If he does, it's going to be a very short stint in the hot seat, because his teammate is not that far behind him. So 10 seconds to go. Will he unseat Edoardo Affini? I think he will. Coming to the finish line now, and he has got the same 4 seconds in hand that he had at the second intermediate check. Do you reckon he'll even make his way to the hot seat, Robbie, or will the team say, don't bother, mate?
Well, he should be pretty quick. If he wants to plant his backside in it, he should ride straight around behind the podium and plonk himself in there before he even towels off, because it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a stay in there. I just got to say, I can't quite tell who that was. The etiquette of the Alpecin de Koenig rider, realising Foss is on a big ride, and he took a look behind from quite a distance and just swung across to the side, make sure he didn't interrupt his run through those final couple of corners. I like that.
So there's confirmation of how things currently look at the finish line. Foss with a 4 second advantage over Affini. Milesi in third, a further 2 seconds back. Then it's Ola, Valscheid, Cherney, Van Dijker, Hepburn, Mullen, and Van Sint Maartensdijk. Is that right?
Van Sint Maartensdijk.
Almost. Not too far off.
Pretty close. I got to admit, it's a whole mouthful. Even
really close.
Even for me that speaks Dutch and is familiar with those sort of names, I first looked at his name and went, all right, take a deep breath.
I mean, I'm thankful he's not a sprinter, because trying to say that name in the last 200 metres of a hectic sprint finish would not be that easy. Anyway, back to the job in hand and the stage today, because this man started as the big favourite, and I think he will remain so as he crosses the finish line here. He is going to absolutely romp around these 31 kilometres today. Be interested to see what the average speed is. I just noted down that Affini is 51.24 kilometres per hour. Does get faster as this time trial goes on, though, Adam. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a 53 average, which would be almost 2 kilometres per hour quicker than anybody that's been through the finish so far.
I think more than 53. 53 point something, I think, close to 54. The second time check, Affini went through in 50.012 average speed. Ganna went through in 51.973, so 2k an hour, pretty much quicker than him. And as you said, the second part is even quicker as well. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he got up towards near 54. Obviously, the aero gains that Ganna has got, the aeroness, his aero position comes more into play the faster that he goes as well, and he's obviously riding quicker, so he's going even quicker with his aero advantages.
Can only be a matter of moments now until Filippo Ganna comes into the final kilometre. Oh, he's already there. 800 metres to go, and he's got 2 minutes and 14 seconds in hand over his teammate. That final kilometre is going to be done in just over a minute with the kind of speeds that Filippo Ganna is maintaining in today's individual time trial. We said that today had to be his day, and judging by what we've seen and what Daniel Oss has been telling us on Filippo Ganna's ride today, it is going to be today. Of course, we still have a lot of riders still to come in this individual time trial. He was unseated from the hot seat at the very last moment on stage 7, that man being Tadej Pogačar. We don't have the climb to the finish today. We knew that today's individual time trial would suit this man far better, and he is proving that out there on the roads today. 1 minute and 26 seconds in front of his teammate Tobias Foss. Filippo Ganna, get yourself to the hot seat. You're going to be in there for a long time, and I think that could be the winning time today. I mean, I'm going out on a limb there.
Hey, just for a moment, kudos to the big brain of Adam. 53.4 kilometres an hour average.
Was it? Oh, not far off. Crikey. I mean, I would love to have his legs for a day to see what it's
just
like
for
to ride
5 minutes.
that. Yeah,
just for 5 minutes on a ride.
Oh, to see how fast it is, you know, just to feel that power. Absolutely unbelievable. And even this, look, pedalling around that corner, look how close that pedal was to the floor. He was all in round it.